Back and chat a little before we put the live picture on, okay?
Aloha.
What do you want me to say?
It's
It's hard when I can't see
If
anybody.
you can
So
greet them and find out where they're from.
okay.
Double chat.
I can't see.
It's just it's the picture of the beads.
Okay, hi everybody. We're gonna be making some Halloween theme earrings today because Halloween is one of, I guess, my favorite holidays of the year because my oldest daughter was born on Halloween. So it's always kind of fun, you know. So I'm going to be working on some, should I turn that on now? Okay. This one?
Yep.
This one?
Yep.
Okay.
You good?
All right, so yes, we're going to be working on just a few pairs of Halloween earrings today. I'm going to be working on the fly, so hopefully I have everything within arm's reach so you don't have to wait for me to run around the store and find stuff. But in case you do, please bear with me because this is live. And again, I don't have anything planned, not any designs anyway. So I'm going to be doing a couple of very simple earring designs. I think the first one I'm going to do is a basic wire wrap, just to get us warmed up. Okay, so the beads I'm going to be using mostly today are these very fun check glass pressed skulls. They look like sugar skulls, so they have the little design on them. We have them in different colors. Okay, so this is going to be my focal that I'm going to be building around. I do have some accent beads here. These are also check glass. These are little rondelles. So I'm going to try to incorporate these. Plus I have a bunch of like Swarovski crystals because everybody likes crystals and I like how sparkly they are. And maybe I'll use some of these handmade glass beads. Maybe. I don't know. So. And yeah, I have some chain. It always helps to have a variety of findings on hand just so you can work with, you know, make up any kind of designs as you go. Ooh. Oh, hello, Cass. Okay, so yes, I have some wire. I have crimp covers. I have like findings. Jump rings are very important. Of course, ear wires because we're going to be doing earrings. And I guess we'll just get started on our first pair. Again, I'm going to be doing basic wire wrap and I'll just do a simple stack. So why don't we use this pink, not super Halloween-y looking skull, and we'll try these check glass beads here. Put them in my box area. Okay. There we go. Let's see. Because we're going to be doing some simpler earrings right now. Am I in the screen?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Okay. Your friend from Georgia says hi.
Oh,
Elizabeth.
hello.
Marika, Amy. Oh, you have a lot of friends here today.
Oh, hi. Okay, so I'm going to pull out just a couple of pairs of, a pair of the skulls. Let's do a pair of those. Got our ear wires. We have some wire. This is 22 gauge wire here. Okay. I think I would like some spacers. These are always nice. They're always scattered on my work surface at home. Maybe I like these better. I don't know. So see those. Oh, hi, Cindy. How are you? Okay, I'm gonna make a obviously non-Halloween colored pair of earrings to start with because they're so much fun. Okay. I think the hardest thing about designing is to just pull out all the things you want to use for a design. So I always start off with more than I probably will ever need to make one pair of earrings, and then just kind of edit it down from there. Okay, maybe I'll put these on there too. Okay, so I have some Swarovski crystals, spacers, head pins, ear wires, wire, and my beads. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is wire wrap a skull onto a head pin. So that's going to be the bottom of my earring. Okay, so I'm just going to do a basic wire wrap. We do have a tutorial on our instruction on this channel. We have a tutorial on how to do this, so if you want to see it done over and over, please check out our basic wire wrap instructional video. Okay. Here we go. So I just made a loop on top of my skull. Like so. And like the simplest earring you could ever do was wrap your skull and just hang it on an ear wire. That is kind of cute. It looks like a little strawberry in this case. But we want it a little bit fancier, so I'm going to do sort of a link here. So I'm going to make a link using basic wire wrap now. And these are one of the most basic ear wires you can do. It's just like joining beads together. Yeah, using wire. Okay, and now for the design part, I'm going to decide what beads I want to stack on this link because I haven't figured that out yet. So, one possible layout is to just stack beads together like this. And in this case, I like things symmetrical. So you can do something like this, where it's just a stack and a pattern of crystal, spacer, glass bead, spacer, crystal. Okay, and that's kind of cute, just like that. If you wanted to change the color of one of the crystals, you can always go with like a different color and just decide what you like. Ooh, that's kind of cute too. I like it when it's different like this. Here we go. Well, I think I like that better because another option would have been to make one segment here and then do another section with a different colored bead up here, but I think my earring is going to get too long, so I'm just going to leave it like this. Okay, and these are blackened copper satin wafer spacers that are one of our most popular ones in the store right now. They're very cute. I like them that they have a little bit more dimension than just a flat spacer like this, but if you want to see what something like this looks like, I can switch that out. So there's like this. So you could either do a spacer like this or a curved spacer like that. I kind of like the curve in this design. So I'm going to switch out to curves on both sides. And then I'm going to just do a wire wrap loop on top. And then attach it to my ear wire, and then this half of the earring is done. I'm just going to wrap this shut. Trim my wire away and tuck it down. And once you're ready to attach your ear wire, you just swivel it open like this. Hook that on and swivel it shut. There we go. So this is a really simple basic wire wrap earring. Okay, I'm kind of slow at the basic wire wrapping, so I don't know if you want to see me do that again, but at least you can see the idea of what the earring looks like. And all you have to do is make the second side. If you know me out there, you'll know that making the second side of an earring is usually kind of hard for me because I kind of lose interest. Right, Anna?
What?
I lose interest in making the second side of the earring.
One
So I'm going to make one side and show you. That way I can show you more designs. Okay? So this is your basic wire wrap earring. Now I'm going to leave some of these things on my tray, and I'm going to switch to a different style of earring. Why don't we try using this stuff called memory wire? Okay, memory wire is a very, very hard steel wire that is tempered to keep its shape. It's like a slinky. You notice that's very springy and very elasticy like this, but it's also very hard. Like, you can't distort the wire easily. So this is not made for making small loops like the wire wrap. Its only shape is going to be the shape that it's already pushed into. Okay. And so you need special cutters to cut memory wire, because if we use this, it's going to make little tiny nicks in the blade, and we do not want that in our Lindstrom cutter. So we're going to use a memory wire cutter, and we're going to cut our memory wire about 1 coil worth. Okay. Here we go, like this. And I'm just going to cut one side because I'm going to make only one side of the earring right now. Now the benefit of memory wire is you have a pre-made hoop like this, where all you have to do is we're going to string on some beads. So let me get another bead. Why don't we do this pink and purple color? And we'll do it with these green skulls just for fun. Where'd my head pin go? There you go. So first I'm going to wire wrap my skull onto a head pin again, because it's going to be a dangle. Let me just find an appropriate size head pin. Hold on one moment. Let's do this one.
Elizabeth said she was looking for an idea, and now she got it.
Oh, yay! I'm just getting warmed up.
Yeah, the design so far is cute.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so now we're going to do a green skull here. And I'm going to maybe put a little bead on top of his head. Maybe. Maybe not. Why don't I just do it without? Okay, I'm just going to do a basic wire wrap here. And that's just to get a loop on top of the skull, so we can hang him off of the memory wire. Let me just wrap that shut. So I'm just preparing my bead to be hung off of the memory wire at this point. Takes a little bit of planning ahead. And my head pin's a little short, so it's kind of a struggle right now to wrap that shut. There we go. Okay. Here we go. So I have a loop on my skull right now. And I'm going to pick out some beads for this design here. Why don't we go with some green crystals? Maybe a couple of different colors of green crystal. Let's just put a lot of crystals on the work surface so I can mess around with the pattern. Okay. And here. Okay. So we have like just a few things to play with. I'm going to grab some seed beads off the wall. Because I want some spacers. Okay. Got some 3-cut size 8 seed beads here for some spacers. Now let's see what we can do with our pattern. I'm going to put the skull in the middle. I'm not going to turn loops on either side of my memory wire just yet because I want a centered pattern on the hoop. I'm not going to string beads all the way up to the top. I'm just going to string a few on the bottom and leave the gold memory wire exposed. That's part of the design. Okay, so let's see. What shall we do? I think I want not a green crystal next to my skull. Let's try the purple one. And I'm going to space it out with some, let's start with a gold spacer. That's on the bigger side and see how that looks. Okay, and then we'll try the larger check glass beads here. And I'm just going to do like a little alternating pattern. Well, that's kind of cute. Here, like this. And let's do a green bead here. So I like the way the bicones sit inside the gold spacer because it's a little indented on that spacer. So it kind of nests inside like this. Let me try one of these now. I kind of like that. Let's put all kinds of goodies on this hoop. And I think I just want to taper it a little to about halfway up the sides of my piece. Let me just do this one. I kind of like that. That's cute. That's cute. Okay, so I'm gonna go with a pattern like this. It's just very somewhat random, but it's symmetrical and it has a little bit of a taper to it here. Or maybe I'll put one more small. Yeah, I like that. One more small crystal, and then I think we'll call it a day for this hoop earring. Okay. Pretty much any kind of Swarovski crystal and check glass bead looks cute together. Okay, I kind of like that. I do like the lime on the ends because it's unexpected. It kind of stands out, but it matches the gold. Let's see. And then I'm going to get a bead stopper to keep my bead from falling off my hoop.
So I'm going to zoom on into this component you guys can enjoy while Michelle goes out.
Alrighty,
And
I
now she's
have my
back.
bead stopper. Okay, basically a bead stopper is a little springy coil and it keeps your beads from falling off when you pinch it off onto the end of a piece. Okay, I'm just going to leave it on this side because I don't want my beads sliding off as I turn my loop on this side. So, I'm going to use my round nose plier and roll a loop at the end of the memory wire like this. I do believe we have a memory wire earring video tutorial on this channel as well. So if you want to see more in-depth and different designs, please feel free to check that out. Yeah, he does look like he has a hat, yeah. Okay, so I have the loop on this side, then I don't have to worry about my beads falling off. So I'm going to take my bead stopper off on this side, and I'm just going to hook into the loop on this side and close off my hoop. Okay, easier said than done. All right, just going to turn a little hook like this, and you want this one, you want to be perpendicular to the plane of the hoop. You're going to hook it in like this, and it's kind of like our easy peasy, but a little bit harder because this wire is hard. Okay, so I'm hooking it around and I'm going to press it into a closed hook, just like this. We do carry this memory wire in a few different sizes, so if you don't like such a large hoop, we do have something smaller. Okay, and once you have your hoop done and you want to attach it to your ear wire, again, swivel the loop on the ear wire open, hook on your hoop, and swivel shut. And then we have our next pair of earrings. That's a lot bigger than the first pair of earrings. Okay, that's kind of cute though. Okay, so this memory wire that we used here, it's a bracelet size memory wire. So if you want to make this into a bracelet, you can totally cut more than a coil of wire. You want it to be at least a coil and a half, and sometimes if you want to do a multi-wrap kind of look, you'll cut like 2 or 3 coils worth, and then you can turn a loop on one end, string a lot of beads, till you cover almost all the wire, and then turn a loop on the other end, and you'll have a very cute multi-wrap beaded memory wire bracelet. Okay. But if you want earrings, then this is the way to go. All right. Okay, well that was kind of fun too. And my tray is getting even messier, which means I can get more creative because there's a lot of stuff out here. I'm going to work on an earring that has little bits of chain because we all love fun, charming style chains. Not sure what I'm going to do here, but let's move some things out of the way. Here we go. If you look at this tray now, this is pretty much what my desk looks like at home times 100, because on my workspace at home, there's about this much clean space and the rest has all beads all over the place. And it really helps to be creative that way if you do that kind of designing, where you start off with a lot of stuff and then you kind of cull it down to your final design. I find it easier to just leave stuff on the tray and then arrange it than to pull out things as I need them. Because you never know how stuff looks unless it's next to each other. Well, that's just me. Other people need a little more structure. So whatever works for you is all good. Okay, so I'm going to use 2 different kinds of chain in this next project. I have some really cute skull chain. So this is like chain that has little teeny skull charms on it. It's very light. It looks almost like confetti. Okay, it's gunmetal colored. And then I have some silver star chain here. So this is silver with little tiny star charms. I kind of like that idea of Halloween being like that. And then I'm going to hang, I guess I got to work a skull in here somewhere, huh? So let me go grab one. Let's do, I don't like that color. Well, let's do it anyway. We're going to use a blue colored skull. Boom. Like that. Okay. And I think what I'm going to do is hang these chains in different lengths off of a hoop. You can use a memory wire hoop, but that's really big in this case, so I'm going to find a slightly smaller hoop in my giant mess over here. Hold on. I get them. What happened to my hoop earring finding that was here? Yeah, there was a circle hoop. It was in this tray. And now I don't know where it went. You see it?
I'm looking.
Okay. So I'm going to use crimp covers. That's these little shells of silver. Now we usually put these over crimps to cover them so it looks like a little bead on your piece, covering up your crimp. But because I'm going to use these like beads as spacers to put on my hoop. Okay? Hold on, I just lost something I want to use. I'll be right back. Dude, where'd it go? I don't care. I'll use Somebody take it away. So help. Not me. All right, I found it. Here we go. So I'm going to attach this little bits of chain to my circle hoop, and I'm going to do it in different lengths. So let's see how this goes, okay? I think this will be fun. And I'm just going to guess how long I'm cutting my things because I don't have a ruler here. So we'll just cut something somewhere, like so. I'd say this is about 1 3/4 inches. Okay, I'm going to attach my skull to the bottom of that chain. So I'm just going to do a basic wire wrap loop, but I want to remember to attach my skull to the chain before I wrap that loop shut. There you go. Is anybody still making Halloween jewelry right now? Still got 1 whole week to make something. Yeah, still have time. Okay. There we go. So I'm going to attach my big skull to hang at the bottom of my skull chain. Okay, and I'm using like 1.5 inch head pins. These skulls are a little bit on the bigger side, so if you're just starting off, you may want to use a little bit longer head pins. just to make it easier to do basic wire wrap. There you go. So this is going to be my fancy Halloween earring. Okay. All right. Let's see how we'll do this. I think what I'm going to do is, can you get me the large crimp covers?
Yep.
The large ones. Okay. I think I'm going to cut some of this star chain here. Actually, no, Jay, I think I can do it without.
This earring. This earring is super cute. I watched you make it while I ate lunch, and I was like, I want to wear this one. Super cute.
Memory wire is fun. They're like statement earrings.
I'm gonna try it on and show everybody how cute it is while you're working.
Okay.
Show off your earring design.
Okay.
I'll put the other one on my other ear.
Okay.
It's really nice because
Okay, and I'm gonna cut the two star chain links about the same length.
so while Michelle's hands are working, I'm gonna pop in and show you how cute the earrings are because she's busy. But look. I don't know, can you guys see how like lovely these are?
Let me zoom in. Hold on,
I remember this is designing on the fly.
Yes, that's the best kind.
Okay.
Because it really shows off like your skills, like all the techniques you know how to do. I don't know if everyone knows that Michelle has been making jewelry with us for 22 years now.
Yeah,
So
really long time.
it's really amazing when we just like, hey, let's do a video. Okay, let's teach this today. Okay. If you guys ever have requests, let us know.
Yeah.
I like this big one. It feels nice. And you know what's really amazing? The designs that she's showing you today is not just for these beads, right? All you have to do is switch out the colors, put a different focal here, look in your bead box, and oh my gosh, you're good to go.
Okay, so what I'm doing in this case here is I'm putting on a few crimp covers on my hoop because I want them to hold my segments of chain apart. I could use a jump ring and attach all the chains next to each other, you know, in different segments, but then they'll kind of smush all together and you'll end up with one big clump, I think. So if you want to separate the chain segments, you can use crimp covers on hoops like this because the hoop doesn't open up, so you can't string beads on it like you can the memory wire before you close it off. So I'm just going to stick a few crimp covers on here. Okay, and I'm going to use some jump rings because a chain, yeah, I'm going to need some jump rings to attach my chain to the hoop. There we go. So, I'm just going to open a jump ring like that. These are 4mm jump rings I'm using. I'm going to hook on my chain. Swivel that shut. Okay. Then I'm going to see if one crimp cover space is enough to separate the pieces of chain enough, or if I need to put two. So this is kind of like the experimental part here. These chains are fun. There's like 2 charms per link. Okay. Let's see how that looks. Okay, so there is a little bit of separation. Just a little. I think that if I want more separation, I'm going to put an extra crimp cover in between. So I'm going to move this over 1 so that there are 2 crimp covers of space between my chain bits. If you look at that now, there's a little bit more space, so you'll have a more wide coverage with the chains. And now that I decided I like that, I'm going to stick more crimp covers on this hoop because I got to put on one more piece of chain, and then we'll do some other fun stuff as well. Okay, so I'm using a crimping plier to gently close the crimp covers over the hoop like this. And I think I want to start and end with a crimp cover because they'll look like little beads. So I'm going to add one more on this side. And I'm pretty sure we have a video on our YouTube channel that shows you how to use a crimping tool to attach a crimp cover to a piece. But we don't really show it around a hoop like this. But the idea is very similar to doing it around a crimp on a piece of soft wax. Okay. And you notice it moves freely. You don't want to squish the crimp cover onto the hoop. That's not what we're doing here. Okay, and I'm going to put one more crimp cover on this side and then attach my third piece of chain, and then let's see what kind of goodies we can hang off of this as well. It's almost cheating using this charm chain because it's so cute by itself. Okay. So let me get my last jump ring, attach my third piece of chain. And whenever I attach things with jump rings, I tend to use gravity to get the parts that I want to attach out of the way. So I'm always holding the jump ring on either side of the seam, and the seam will be at the top. And I let kind of my components into the jump ring, and then I let them hang. That way they are out of the way when I am trying to close the jump ring. So you just use gravity to kind of help you along. Okay, that's kind of cute there. There's a hoop on this, so we can attach a bead of some sort. Let me see what I have. Oh, let's put one of these. Because we like stuff in the middle of stuff and not just like a big old empty space. So let's see what we'll put here. I'll put a black that. Let's put my spacer. Maybe I can do a long design. Okay, so it's going to be too long if I put a crystal on each side of this glass bead here, because you have to take into account that your loop is going to add length to your drop. So it's probably best if we just had only like this number of beads here. So I think I'm going to flip my thing upside down like this. And this is what I'm going to hang inside the hoop. Okay, and it should fit. And attaching a, a drop to the inside hoop can be a little bit tricky. It takes a lot of maneuvering to get your pieces out of the way so you can wrap comfortably. So sometimes it's nice to wrap the bead first separately and use a jump ring to attach the two pieces together. You know, there's that. But let's see if I can wire wrap it directly into that loop. It's going to take a little bit of finagling, I think. Okay, so we're going to do our basic wire wrap here. Notice how many times we use basic wire wrap while making earrings. That's like, if you only had to learn one technique to bead, I would say learn basic wire wrap. Yeah. Yes. You can make so many things with this technique. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, so I think this will fit. Let's just try it before I wrap it shut. There's a good amount of space there. So we don't have to worry about it like hitting the bottom of the hoop or getting in the way or even touching. So that looks okay. We'll wrap this shut. And like I said, it's a little bit tricky because you're wrapping on the inside of a hoop. Got all kinds of things going on here in this earring. That's not my favorite, is wrapping inside a hoop like that. Okay, but you can do it. It's not like that hard. It's just a little fidgety. Okay, so I have my drop attached like so. And now if you wanted to add a little bit of sparkle to the piece, why not? So I'm going to use some Swarovski crystals in sort of matching colors, just sort of. Why don't we use that? Yeah. And this. And maybe a couple of these. Okay. So we're going to put it along the charm chain part. And we'll see how that looks. Going to need a bunch of head pins. And if you want to do a sort of an assembly line style attaching of beads, what you can do is you can just start your wire wrap for a bunch of beads. It helps if you have your design planned out, which I don't, but that's okay. I'll just go with whatever I stick on a head pin. Do some black crystals. Let's put some let's try see what that looks like. And I always like a variety of shapes and colors in designs. I think it makes it so much more interesting to your eye. But that requires you to have quite a few different things on hand, or to plan your purchasing pretty well. So now I'm going to start to turn all the loops on my pins. And you can make this part as fancy as you want. So I'm just going to see how it looks if I add just a few crystals into the links of my star charm chain. Okay, so let's just see where we can put things. Okay. And I'm not going to make the 2 star charms symmetrical. I think I'll make them a little bit different so you'll get this whole kind of randomness. Well, let's see how that looks. Before I wrap anything shut, I'm going to just start to attach some beads. And if I like the look of it, then I'm going to start to wrap them shut. This way you can sort of adjust your design as you go and you don't have to commit anything permanently anywhere. Okay. Let's see. Oh, that's cute. Okay, we got all kinds of things going on over here. And I could probably go all day adding all kinds of things to this chain. But I won't torture you with that. Let's just add 6 crystals total. And you can make these as fluffy and sparkly as you want. Just to give you an idea of what you can do. But this kind of chain makes it really easy to design with because there's stuff already on there. You don't have to fill in all this negative space from the beginning. So it's a lot easier to make something that looks really, you know, fancy and really like you put a lot of work into it without having to put a lot of work into it. Okay, so let's wrap all that shut. Okay, I think I got through all 3 of my earrings I was gonna do. Does anybody want to see more? I don't know. While I wrap all of these shut. Does anybody have any questions about the techniques? And if you think that this design is a little like too much for you, like there's so much going on, you don't have to put like 3 pieces of chain in here. You can totally just do a single piece of chain hanging off the ear wire with some crystals wrapped in there. And that would be a really cute design as well. Okay. Let's see what I can think of while I'm wrapping these shut. Okay. Let's see, did I get them all? Got that, got that. There we go. Okay. There's so many things going on here, I can't see them all. Another nice thing about these charm types of chains is that when you cut the chain apart to work with, you get these extra charms that are sort of just loose. And you can do fun things with those loose charms as well, because you can just make them into little teeny charms, which are really cute. Let me trim all my wire. Remember to cover your wire when you cut it so it doesn't go flying anywhere. And then if you had time, you can just tuck the ends down. All right. Let's just attach the ear wire, and I think we'll call it a day on that one. There we go. I'll use this. And I totally could just keep going with this and hanging all kinds of things off of all of those chains. Here, this is kind of what it looks like right now. Here, just like this. Well, getting messy over here. And I'll have my model come out later and show you what it looks like when you wear it. Kind of fun. I think I like it. And if you wanted to, you could actually even wire wrap a crystal up here in between each of these beads, the crimp covers in those spaces, to kind of add more color at the top of the earring. Okay, but we won't do that. You can just get the idea. So this is what it looks like with fringe of charm chain and crystals. Okay, in a hoop. Got all kinds of things going on here. That was kind of fun. Okay, but then you have all of these little extra charms here. And then you think, what do you do with that? Well, we can make those into like little earrings for little girls. My gosh. Oh, goodness. Okay, I need some chain. Okay, and I'm back. I found some chain and I found some skinnier wire. Okay, so for this next design, I'm just going to use those two little chain charms that got cut off the chain and show you can do just like a really cute, very tiny earring, like for little girls. We're going to use some crystals. Let's see. How's about green? And let's do green and black, just because I have those. There we go. Okay, so for this design, I'm going to use some thinner wire. This is 26 gauge wire. And all of the wires that I use for wire wrapping is, it's always going to be half hard. Oh, we still can use the skull. Why don't we use it? So in this design, I'm going to have the skull at the top, and I'm going to have 2 pieces of chain. Oh, let's do more than 2 pieces of chain. And we're going to have the little individual pieces of chain hanging down and the little charms at the bottom. Okay, so let's try that. So this is my 22 gauge piece of wire. And I'm going to start my basic wire wrap loop here. but I'm not going to wrap it shut because I have to attach my pieces of chain that are going to be like a little fringe. Okay. So we're going to hook on our piece of chain. First piece like this. Then I'm going to cut it. So this is going to be like the shortest portion of my fringe. And I'm going to attach a piece of crystal and my first charm to it. Okay. And for that, we're going to use the skinnier wire. I think I'll have 3 pieces of chain just sort of hanging off of here. Okay. Take that off for now. And so I'm going to do my basic wire wrap again. Okay, 26 gauge wire is super thin and soft compared to the 22 gauge. So just be careful how you handle it. We're going to wrap that shut. You always want to do closed loops with wire as thin as 26 gauge because if you just did what's called an eye pin or just like a simple loop without wrapping it shut, 26 gauge wire is so soft even in its half hard form that you will be able to just yank that loop open and then you're going to lose your charm. So you always want to make sure you use half hard wire, but when you use wire this thin, you're going to want to wrap all your loops shut. Okay, so basic wire wrap. I'm going to attach this little portion to my piece of chain that I cut. Like this. So it's nice that you can always use what little bitty scraps and what little bitty cuttings that you have. You can always repurpose things. I'm going to string this on my loop again, like this. There we go, that's cute. Then I'm going to get another piece of chain hooked on there. And when I'm trying to poke my wire through really fine chain, again, I use gravity. A lot of the times I'll leave things dangling and just hook into them rather than trying to get close and hook it on. Okay, next one, I think I'm going to make a long drop. So we'll just cut like right here. This chain that I'm using for the little fringy part, this one's neat because it's already oxidized, so it's like got a blackened color already. I'll put the skull off of this one. So still we're doing a lot of basic wire wrapping here. I think I like the white crystal with the skull. I don't think I've made so many different designs of earrings in like an hour-long period as I have right now. But it's good we're sticking to stuff that's fairly easy. There we go. And I know that Halloween palettes aren't always the cutest to work with. So there's a lot of orange and black and green and purple. So sometimes it can be a little bit of a design challenge to work with just colors that are associated with Halloween, which I guess is why we tried to pick other fun colors like these sugar skulls. Got some pink in there. We all like pink. Ew, that's cute. Okay. And then I have one more piece of chain. And I think that one I will do sort of medium long. Like here. Okay, so I have some extra chain to make the other side of the earring. And this you can use any kind of charms for the bottom of the chain. You don't have to use like little stars or skulls. You can actually just do like crystals at the bottom, but if you have pre-made charms, this is a nice way to attach them to chain. And I'm just doing a single wrap. Here. So I like my loops to be as close to the beads as I can make them. Whoops. That on. So you always have to remember to attach your components before you wire wrap your loop shut. You'll only forget once or twice, and then you'll have to cut stuff off. So when you do this kind of sort of fringe kind of work, it's always easier to kind of build it as you go instead of pre-cutting all of your chains, because the way the distances your charms and your beads dangle will vary depending on the sizes of the charms and the beads. So they're all, it's always going to be different. If you want the spacing to be kind of pleasing to your eye, you can't always use the same lengths of chain unless you use the same beads and the same charms all the time. Then you can pre-cut your chain, but as it is, I usually don't, so I have to cut it as I go. But the nice thing is once you cut one side, all you have to do is match the second side. Okay, so I'm gonna go with three drops here like this, and I'm gonna wrap this shut now. Okay. So it'd be cute with just, you know, a little crystal at the top. You're gonna have to put a bead here to do your basic wire wrap for the top. So it'd be really cute with just a crystal here, like that, you know, or even like this glass rundown. If you want a bit more presence, you could even do a stack. Like this, and it'd just be really cute. Simple earring, nice and skinny, long and swingy, with these fun little charms. But because I'm trying to use skulls in all of my projects today, I'm gonna slap on this very cute sugar skull here. Okay, and it does have a nice tapered look because of the shape of the skull. It looks actually really cute because the point leads into the fringe. Okay, so we're just gonna make a loop on top and then attach it to an ear wire, and then that will be my fourth earring design. Not sure what else I can do. I'm sure there's a lot of things I could do, but I think, how are we on time?
4:15.
What?
4:15.
Oh my goodness, my hour ran over time. Okay, so this will probably be my last pair of earrings. Okay. Gonna wrap that shut. Okay, but I did do 4 different earring designs for you today. I was only planning to do 3, but then I felt like, oh, it's kind of short, so might as well throw in one more. All of these techniques are very, very basic. As you can see, I didn't use a lot of different kinds of tools. Okay, so I have that shut, and now I'll attach it to an ear wire. So you can see that mostly when you do earrings, basic wire wrap is one of the handiest techniques you can know, along with opening and closing jump rings, and maybe working with memory wire if you like this big hoop. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Well, that's kind of cute. I like long earrings, and I like ones that have like a lot of movement to them. Okay, so let's go over to the main camera while I finish up this little video. Hold on one second. Okay, and there we have it. I did 4 different earring designs. Let's see. I probably could have made it fancier if I gave myself a little bit more time, but that's okay. Here we go. So we have our basic wire wrap, just a simple dangle here, which is kind of cute. Oh, look, I have 4 pukas in my ears. I can put them all on there. Here we go. And then you have your big memory wire hoop. I was gonna be gross and put them all in my ears. Okay, here we go. So you can see how it hangs.
Well, Halloween, man.
Good thing I have 6 pukas in here, but I can see. Here we go. Okay, so
That's a
there's
good one,
the
man.
memory wire hoop. Then we have the big fringy one with charm chain.
Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle.
Yeah, so if you like a lot of movement,
Oh my goodness.
I'm getting ready for Halloween.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you
Believe
can
it.
see it. Here we go. Okay, and the last one, the bonus throw in, was the skull with little fringe and teeny charms, just attached with basic wire wrap.
All right. Quad earring day.
Wow, check it out. Okay, so now I have an earring in each puka. And I hope you guys had fun watching me today. Hopefully you'll find at least one of these designs inspiring to you. And I hope everybody has a very safe and fun Halloween. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but maybe I'll make more earrings or something. Okay, so until next time, thank you so much for joining me today. And until next time, please live, love, and create. And we'll see you again. If you like this video and you want to see more of it, please like and subscribe to our channel. Hit that little bell on the side so you'll get notified when we come on live next. And who knows what else we'll see the next time I'm here. Okay, so thanks for